Join me today on my live stream for an intimate conversation with the owners of Cinnaholics, a gourmet cinnamon roll bakery that's reaping sweet benefits for all of the DFW. What's good? What's good? I'm here with the two of the owners actually of a new gourmet cinnamon roll location. And I'm gonna let them introduce themselves so we can talk a little bit more about the business. I'll start over here, ladies first.
Okay. Hi, I'm Shalana Morris. I'm one of the owners of Cinnaholic Fort Worth.
All right, all right.
I'm Keenan Franklin. I am one of the other owners at Cinnaholic Fort Worth. For those of you who don't know, we're at 817 Curry Street in the Crockett Row district.
Right across from the parking garage entrance. So if you're coming down Curry, you'll see the parking garage. It'll be on the right-hand side, depending on, if you're headed north or south. But they're right across from the parking garage entrance. And I tell you, the ambiance inside your location is amazing. I mean, this is like, I think this is like the fourth or fifth time I've been inside your location. And I mean, seriously, the ambiance inside, it's a nice environment for you to sit and enjoy the gourmet luxury of cinnamon rolls, right?
That's by design too. So we wanted to create an atmosphere and ambiance that people would come through, sit back, relax, bring their friends, bring their family, and just have a good time, man, while enjoying these cinnamon rolls.
Hey, I will definitely tell you that's the environment that I feel. I mean, really. So if that's what you guys were working to create, you definitely did that.
Good deal.
So what I wanted to do, and when I came in and I talked to you all, I wanted to talk about owning business. And especially with you guys being in the industry and having a black-owned business. It's amazing that we were talking earlier about with the right mentality, it's amazing the things that you can accomplish.
Right.
So I want to take this moment to get a little bit of your background. Just tell me a little bit about what started your journey to where we are now. I'll start over here.
Oh, okay. So, gosh, my background, by just my day-to-day profession, I'm an IT manager.
Okay.
And that's what I went to school for. I've been in IT since 1999. Now I'm kind of telling my age, but but just who I am. I've always been driven and just work hard, and always really wanted to have my own business. So I've had plenty of businesses, but this is my first adventure doing a franchise, and I'm not sure we'll talk about this later, but a franchise is just something I always thought was not obtainable, something that's just something I'm not able to do. So I just always kind of did my own thing or working in corporate America. And I mean, now I'm glad I know it's something that I can do.
Right, right.
So my background, the same as Shalana. So I am an IT professional. And so I do some consulting. I also do some IT management. I've been in IT since '93.
Oh, you telling your age too?
A little bit, but I'm okay with it. And so yeah, that's my background. So this was just an extra passion of mine, man. And so I like cooking. I love cooking.
Gotcha.
And what drove me to stepping out and trying something different, man, I was at church, and I was listening to my pastor preach. And he was talking about leaving a legacy and what drives a great man and how to build legacies for not just your kids, but your kids' kids.
Generations.
Generational legacy, man. And so that's what drove me to start looking to do something different. And then this jumped off the canvas. So as I was talking to Shalana, she shared the same passion. And just like she thought that the franchise was unattainable, I did too. But it was time. It was time, and so took that leap of faith, and not looking back.
I mean, to be honest with you, the two times that I've engaged y'all have, you can see the passion in your eyes when you talk about it. And I did notice that both of you came from an IT background. So is that how y'all met and came up with the business venture from there?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And obviously, energy does draw. Like you said, you could see the passion in her. She could see the passion in you. And I mean, again, the ambiance that you have inside. And you got to make sure you watch the whole video, because we're definitely going to have some inside shots of everything, some of the things that are available for you. I want to ask you this question right here. How long has your location been up and running?
So for us, we are a month and a half in, right? So we're about 6 weeks old. We don't plan on going anywhere, right? And to go back to one of the things that you said as far as the ambiance, that never gets old. So you can say that again and again. Yeah. So again, it was about
it's easy to say, but it's easy to say, man. It's a true fact. I mean, You got the TV over in the corner. So, I mean, you got something for everybody. You got small, intimate settings where people can sit together. They can conversate, something that's missing in today's society. I mean, if you think about most interactions that we have these days, people have their cell phones up in their hand and they're scrolling through while sitting and having. I've watched, as I've sat in here today, I've watched families that have come in and I've watched them have actual conversations. So the ambiance is perfect for that. So I think you guys did a great job. Like I said, if that was what you were setting out to do, you have achieved that 100%.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty cool. We saw yesterday the actual church group came through that was having like their couples night out. So, I mean, they had a great time, posted video, and so it's something for everybody.
You know, that brings me to another very valid point. What are your days? Like, what days are you open? What time frames are you open?
7 days a week.
7 days a week.
Okay.
9 to 9, Sunday through Thursday, 9 to 10, Friday and Saturday.
Wow.
But every day.
So so every day you have the ability to have something for everybody every single day.
Every single day. And we do catering. So
wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So
We
we'll
bring it to
definitely get some information about your catering put up so that everybody can see that. So with both of you being so passionate, right? Keena, let me have your definition. How do you define success?
Success, for me, it's not monetary value, right? It's what I feel on the inside. For me, is what defines success. Also, being a part of this community, what we do, giving back to this community, bringing jobs to this community. We take roles to the mission every day.
Wow.
Dozens of roles to the mission throughout the day to feed the homeless. To me, that's success. Right? So we don't plan on going anywhere. We can plan on continuing that and growing. We got jobs. We brought jobs to the community. That's success.
Yeah,
right?
that is. That's definitely.
It's something that my daughters can look at and be proud of. That's success, right? So to me, it's not just the money. Of course, we're looking for it. That's not the only thing that drives success.
I mean, I heard you. One of the things that stood out about what you said earlier was you said legacy, and what you just said basically speaks to wanting to leave a legacy, not just for yourself, but for future generations to come.
Absolutely.
You know, we got to go over here and ask. I want to ask you that same question. To you, what defines success?
Similar to what Keenan said, I mean, success is not all about money. For me, it's being rich in family and rich in my relationship in God.
Wow.
For as far as family, you know, I'm just blessed that, I mean, unconditionally, we're there for each other, have each other's back. Yeah, I have a real close relationship with my family. And then as far as my relationship with God, I can attest that even with this process, he has brought us through a long way and helped us navigate some roads that we thought we needed to go down, and then he just blocked it. It just would not work out, and then navigated us into the right direction. And, I mean, just him positioning us to be blessings to others, and how Keenan talked about the community. I mean, we have one gentleman that comes in almost every day. He never buys anything, but he loves to come in to just tell us how his day was.
Wow.
And he'll sit there and just talk about his day, and we know that makes him feel good. Whatever we're fulfilling in his life, to just come in and tell us how his day is, that's what the Lord has placed us here for. So
wow.
That's success to me.
Indeed.
If you can't see what's going on behind us right now, they're taking a group picture. That's success.
That is.
This feels good.
Because that means that they enjoyed the experience.
Exactly.
Right.
This is the ambiance.
You're exactly right. You know, speaking of, because both of you earlier said that you didn't believe that a franchise, like a business model franchise, was possible for you. So I want to ask, what made you choose this franchise model?
I'll let you start.
So this franchise, to be honest with you, it was completely different. It's not the cookie cutter, run of the mill. It's completely different. So we got in, we were able to get in on what I would consider ground zero, right? So we were the 17th franchise.
Okay.
When we opened, we were the 25th or 26th store to open. There are currently 150 in development at this moment. So again, back to what Shalana said, right? It wasn't something that we did on our own, right? So God had a plan for us. And so along this journey, he has guided us and throughout the entire way. So I think that was another one of the things that he just jumped off the page for us. And so it just stuck. It just stuck right there with us.
Wow. I think It was a great decision. I mean, you following the right guidance.
We hope so. Yeah.
So I mean, from what I'm saying, again, the ambiance is amazing. You got to come through and check it out yourself. 817 Curry Street. You got to come through and check it out yourself.
And we validate parking.
Yes.
And they validate
We
parking.
validate parking. So without that validation, parking is $20 in the garage. With the validation, it's free. It's the equivalent of getting your rolls for free because you're not paying for parking.
Wow.
And it's 4-hour free parking, so you can hang out for 4 hours if you want to.
Wow.
It's
No,
not just us
that's
here.
big if you really think about it, because not only are you focused on the business that you have, but you're focused on your community involvement too,
Exactly.
with the other businesses that are around. So it's not like just stop through here, get your cinnamon rolls, and leave. You're actually saying, hey, there's a lot going on down here. Why don't you stop through, browse, spend a couple hours, and see what else is around here that you like.
Absolutely.
So I really, 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 again, I love this environment. All right, I got a cultural question for you. So, being that you were at a position to where you felt like, you know, maybe a franchise wasn't a possible thing for you, and then that changed, right? If you were to be speaking with someone that felt like, hey, you know what, I don't know if I can start my own business. I don't know if I can run my own business. I don't know if I could be successful in my own business. What advice would you give them? What would you say to them?
I would say never get discouraged. I mean, I know sometimes people have to see others do it before they venture out to do it themselves, and I can attest I'm one of those, because I really didn't have an interest in doing a franchise until I met another gentleman who's African American, who's very successful and owns several franchises, and I'm like, I can do that too.
So successful. We do exist in a very successful state out there.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
So we don't have to just look at one model. We do exist out there, very successful.
Yeah. So, I would say don't get discouraged. Don't ever say that you can't do something. You know, everything is possible. And, I hope just us having a business, others can look at us and say, oh, well, Shalana and Keena owns a franchise, so we can do that too. Like, or even better, go beyond us, create a product, franchise it out to people. So.
You know, it's funny because for me, I went back to school because my mom challenged me to get a degree that exceeded hers. So she set the bar for me because she was the first person in her family to actually graduate college. With her brothers and sisters, because I have a couple of aunts that are in Washington, D.C. that, you know, went on to do some great things too. But she was with her siblings, her set of siblings, she was the first one to graduate college. So she challenged me to graduate. So she got a bachelor's degree. So if I had to exceed her, I had to go out and get a master's. So I went out and got a master's. So so exactly what you are saying. I mean, anything's possible.
Yeah.
It's what you believe it's possible within you. You know, if you feel like it's impossible because you don't believe that you're possible. So, so wonderful words of encouragement. And what advice would you give some of the young entrepreneurs out there that are still trying to find their way?
Don't stop. Don't stop. Get on your knees more, pray harder. Listen. If you need mentors, find them. Find them out there. If you need us to be a mentor, look us up. Come visit the shop. Whatever we got, we want to get back. Right. So whatever pitfalls we ran into, the only thing that I regret is waiting so long, right? To trust it and to do it. So if you're out there right now and you have a passion for something, follow it. If you want to jump into a franchise, if you want to open up your own business, do it. Right. Do it now. Don't wait.
Wow. I'm gonna tell you that it really has been a joy, and I have some I have a poem that I typically do things like I write spur of the moment, like I write 24/7. I think one of the times I was in here I spoke and I talked about it takes 10,000 hours to master a craft, and so I don't think people often understand what that actually means. I mean, when you say 10,000 hours to master a craft, you know, every day we get up and most people will go to work and they'll spend 8 hours in an office, 2.5 hours in traffic, right? And they don't understand that they're actually putting their 10,000 hours towards someone else's dream. Right. Never really understanding that how is that really impacting the dream that you have. Right. Now, it can be a part of the plan for your dream, but are you really focused on doing what your passion is, what's inside of you, what drives you, right? So I wrote a little piece that I want to just kind of share with you because it's from the first time I walked in here, I was really inspired by the entire ambiance, the environment, the people that are working for you, your staff. They seem excited about what they're doing. They seem engaged. They're greeting people at the door. And a lot of those are things that are lost in business. You know, like you can go into a place and you can kind of tell when the staff is not really truly into what they actually do. You walk in and you don't hear, you know, how are you doing? You don't hear welcome. You don't hear all those good things. You know, you get a cookie cutter person reciting cookie cutter things like, how can I help you? And then if I ask you anything about it, you have nothing to add value to the experience for me. Right. And I don't get that here. I get a family. I get a family environment. I get a vibe that is relaxed. I get a vibe that says, you know what? Let's go hang out for a couple of hours. You know, let's go hang out for a couple of hours. You know, hey, I can always use a good cinnamon roll. I told you,
my doesn't get old. You can keep saying it. It's still not getting old.
I told you, my wife, she has restrictions on because she keeps saying every time I come in, and I'm gonna leave the day with something for her.
Yes,
every time I come in, she's like, man, you keep making me fight my diet. So, but I wanted to share these words. This is an adage. It's an age-old adage that exists, and it's on passion. And there's an age-old adage which says it takes 10,000 hours to become master of any craft. That's 10,000 hours. Now, many mislabel the importance of this formula. They waste focus on time. The phrase is really stressing consistency. 10,000 hours takes work. It's a job. Everybody knows that. A commitment, a passion, it's a choice. There's a simple formula for you to follow if you really want to change your life. 8 hours a day, 7 days a week, however long you feel, your gift should be sacrificed. I mean, if you either get up every day and go to work, or you get up every day, go to work, and still get up and grind for your gift. Right. Every time, everything takes time. Mastery takes consistency. What are you willing to invest in yourself? What's your passion? So I want to thank you for taking time to sit and talk with me. I look forward to speaking with y'all again. Please take another moment to share with our followers exactly where you're located and exactly what the experience in the environment can bring.
Okay. All right, so we're at 817 Curry Street in Fort Worth. We are in the Crockett Row at West 7th shopping district, and sometimes the GPS may take you across the street to Enterprise Rental Car, but just know we are on the opposite side of the street, right next door to West Elm, and across the street from us is Boardroom Salon for Men. So again, when you come here, we're gourmet cinnamon rolls. We have over 40 frostings and toppings for you to choose from. You can create whatever you like. Some of my favorites are the banana cream frosting with bananas, pie crumble and caramel sauce. Keenan, what's your favorite?
I like the almond with the berries, the blueberries, the raspberries. Cut some of that, get that sweetness, that tartness mix. I love that. We've got that Stockyard, the caramel frosting with the pecans and the chocolate sauce and the caramel sauce.
Wow.
Absolutely wonderful. So
yeah.
you can't miss it.
And another local favorite here is that you have to try is the Cookie Monster. So it's cream cheese frosting with cookie dough with chocolate chips and chocolate sauce. So it's so many different things. I mean, you'll have a wonderful, wonderful experience here.
Hey, I'm getting hungry right now. I'm telling you, I'm getting hungry right now.
We are about to feed
you. Getting hungry right now. Now, that Stockyard, though, I mean, yeah, that Stockyard is the truth. And one of the things I really like is the fact that you can kind of you can kind of create. You know, you have your options, but you can kind of choose the icing that you want on top.
Yeah.
I mean, am I right?
Yeah.
That's one of the things I really like. That's
Choose
one of the things
icing.
I really like. So if you have not come out and checked out Cinnaholics, you have to come out. You got to come check them out. You got to, and I'm going to tell you why. It is a wonderful experience filled with passion. E-Mac out.
You want to see your video on Underdog TV? Email me at theunderdogtv@gmail.com. That's TheUnderDogTV UnderdoggTV at gmail.com. You dig?